Okay, welcome back. So I lost you trying to get the sample meal plan up, but I'll try to put a copy of that in the comments maybe. Um, I'll see what I can do. But anyway, it was just showing you like a 5 to 6 meals, like kind of how, an example of how I set it up that you could take a look at. So anyway, I like to give people a few food ideas. So here are some things that you can use to eat and to throw into your everyday eating that will keep those numbers good in the range that you would like. So Stubbs barbecue, Guy Fieri barbecue, the sauces. These are a couple sauces that I learned from my nutritionist that have very low sugar if you're looking for barbecue, which means they have less calories as well. And they don't, the low sugar is nice because you don't get that insulin response that, that sugar sends, because sugar is glucose. Glucose is what triggers the insulin response. So glucose in the blood. So you don't want too much sugar in the blood. So reduced sugar ketchup, sugar-free syrup. And I'm not here to talk about the pros and cons of sugar-free substitutes and things like that. That's above my pay grade. But I can tell you what's going to give you lower calories. That's more my that's more my area of expertise. So these are what I use, but once again, I don't really go into detail with the additives and things like that. So I just eat what I like. Here we go. Sara Lee Delightful Bread, 45 calorie. I really like this one. They are smaller pieces of bread. You get 90 calories. You get much less carbs as well from those. And I get the whole wheat. All right, tuna creations are nice because you can just carry them with you. You can pop them on some crackers or something or on bread. And there you go. Easy peasy. All right, prepackaged grilled chicken strips. I like to have those on hand sometimes to do so I don't have to cook chicken. It's fast and easy. A lot of us are busy, so we need fast. I throw those on salads and on sandwiches, whatever I'm eating this week. All right, and so then we have protein bars. I really like Fit Crunch. It makes you not miss candy bars as much. One bars are really good. Quest are really good as well. If you go to Costco, Kirkland bars are good ones. You're just looking for about 20 grams, 15 to 20 gram range of protein in your bar. Jerky, almonds, fresh fruit. Those are all great things to have on hand. They work well and are quick. PB Fit, I add it to my shakes. Sometimes I just use it to make actual peanut butter and use it as a dip for my veggies or my carrots. I mean, not carrots, my apples. Instead of making your, regular grandma's recipe for pancakes or waffles, Kodiak cakes are nice because they're whole wheat. They have added protein if you get the power cakes. And you can make them get close to 20 grams of protein if you use either low-fat milk or almond milk or egg whites. So a lot of times I'll add those in there too. And moving on. Okay, so that's nutrition. I know I kind of went through it fairly quickly. If you have questions, though, feel free to comment and ask me. So fitness. This is more like this is my love right here is fitness. I got the nutrition stuff down, but I like fitness more than anything. So first off, have a goal in mind. So don't just work out to work out. Like, make sure you know what you're working for. Am I working for pain-free fitness? Am I working towards a weight loss goal? Am I working towards a muscle gain goal? Am I trying to get better at my sport of choice? So have a goal in mind. Avoid doing the same reps and routines for months on end. So people sometimes especially if you're new to the fitness world or especially the weightlifting world, you might not know how to go in and approach it. So kind of a common thing is 2 or 3 sets, 15 or 20 reps. I'm not call it good. The problem there is your muscles get used to it. You're not making any new you're not making any new variations that will cause change. Your body is a very complex machine that gets used to things and needs variety to change. So avoid doing that. So changing up your routine. So weight loss, and let me back up. By changing up your routine, I don't mean changing it up every time you work out or even every week. A lot of times I'll do the same workout for about 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, and then change it up. But when I change it up, I might go like quite a bit different. So if I'm doing 3 sets of 15, I might go to 4 sets of 10 or something. So with heavier weights. So anyway, that's what I mean by changing it up. So weight loss. If you want to do weight loss, we want to keep your heart rate up. We're not. We want to gain some muscle, but we're not working towards muscle as the #1 priority. So we're keeping a fast-paced, high heart rate circuits with high reps, 15 plus reps. And circuit means you're doing one exercise after the other without any rest. So you might do like 6 exercises in a row, 15 reps of each exercise, and then take like a minute rest, maybe do it again. Hypertrophy is toning, building muscle. So whenever you're going into hypertrophy, you're going into muscle gains. This is more moderate load, so you're going a little bit heavier than you do with the circuits. You're doing 8 to 12 reps. You are going to have rest between sets. You might have a minute rest, 45 seconds of rest, and then do your next set of 8 to 12 reps. Strength is kind of more advanced. Usually I don't get into strength training unless I have people who've been injury-free for at least a couple of months or longer. And this is when you're doing less than 8 reps. You're having long rests between sets. You might have up like 3 to 5 minutes even between sets because you're completely letting your system recover so that you can use every bit of strength that you have for your next set. All right, start with the foundation. This is sometimes my problem with like boot camps, CrossFit, things like that, is a lot of times people go into those things and they do these hard classes and they think that's what you do to get in shape. Like if you haven't been exercising for months, you just go do these things and they're going to help you. But the problem is it's like building a house on no foundation. Like it's just going to fall apart, which means for your body, you're going to get injuries and you're going to get pain. Or get so incredibly sore you barely move the next day. So before we start pushing at high intensities or heavy weights, you have to build the core and the stabilizing muscles. So a lot of times what I like to do with people is give them unstable surfaces. Once they've gotten where they can do things in a stable position, and by stable position I mean on 2 legs, on all fours, whatever it may be. And then I might give them an unstable surface. Then we might go to 1-legged or whatever. All right, so planks, side planks, modified planks, plank. Those are, I know it sounds crazy, but those are so good for building that foundation from your shoulders to your glutes, building all those core muscles in between there to withstand heavier loads. They've got to have some endurance. They've got to be able to hold up for a while. And then, like I said, using unstable moves, single leg, single arm, Bosu balls, stability ball. So, you might do like chest presses, but you might lay on a stability ball or sit on a stability ball instead of on a chair with a back or laying on a bench. Because if you're sitting on a stability ball and you're trying to do, well, let's say you're sitting up on a stability ball and you're trying to do shoulder presses, your abdomen has to be tight. Your chest and abdomen have to help maintain the posture needed to protect your back while your upper body is working to push these weights overhead. So those are great things to do is to use unstable surfaces. Push-ups, and I always say this, women don't get on your knees, men either. Use an incline, push-ups against the wall if you need to, but we want that entire body firing. We want everything working, and if we can't do it from the floor to push up, then you do it from an incline. Incline bench, wall. I set up a barbell at different heights for my clients and let them find what they can do and sustain the number of reps I ask for, which when they're in a weight loss at the very beginning or building a foundation, I want them to do 15 push-ups. And so that might be a kind of high incline until the body's strong enough. And that's okay because we just want to get your foundation strong. The other thing is carry heavy stuff. I'm a big fan of loaded carries is what they're called. And while you're trying to hold up this heavy thing, so you might have 25-pound weights in each hand, 45-pound weights in each hand. the rest of your body's trying to maintain a perfect posture while you walk for 30 seconds to a minute with the heavy weights. That builds your foundation. All right, so I always like to go through the essential moves. I call these essential because they build muscle, they give you flexibility, and as you age, these are the moves, the things you need to be able to do in order to have a pain-free life. Squat, we all know we squat all the time. Lunge, hinge, which is you're bending over, that's definitely a big one. Pushing, pulling, and then the carrying things. So you need to be able to do all of these and gradually build up to higher levels and harder exercises. All right, cardio. So let's go into cardio really quick. I guess let me back up really just for a second. Oh, I didn't see this. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, guys. All right, essential moves, just backing up. So if you want to build a program, a basic kind of quick program you can build one just using exercises in these categories, and you'll have plenty, and that will do great. The only thing I would add on is do some planks or something before to build your core, and then just build off of these different moves. Okay, so cardio, and I'm going to give you an example at the end, but cardio. So according to the American Heart Association, you want at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity. Sounds like a lot, but most of us do more what we call vigorous activity. Oh my goodness. There we go. So moderate intensity is like going for a walk. So if you're just walking at a kind of normal conversation pace, like you can hold a conversation, then 150 minutes is what you're aiming for. If you're going a little bit faster, where you're starting to breathe a little bit hard, or doing any kind of, aerobic activity like that, then you're looking more at 75 minutes. And of course, you can combine the two and have like a harder day, easier day. If you're doing weight loss, I like to do intervals, although with my first couple weeks with clients, I generally don't start them on intervals because a lot of times the clients who are coming in for weight loss haven't worked out a ton. And so I like to start them out with easy cardio, a couple days a week, like 3 or 4 days a week. And then we get into intervals once they kind of have that, once again, foundation build up of cardio as well. So intervals, heart rate up, calories burning. A lot of times with intervals, a very, very easy way to plan them is you take 10 minutes, you warm up, you get your body moving, going. You're not going too hard, but you're just kind of getting the blood flowing. And then you might do like 5 or 6 intervals of 30 seconds going hard, a minute going easy, 30 seconds go hard, a minute go easy. And do that 5 times. And then do like another 10, 15 minutes, cooling down, gradually slowing down your pace until your body's just cooled down completely. All right. So, I talked about the essential exercises. So if I were to give you a starting workout, like this is something that would be very doable for a lot of people, and that's body weight squats. So you're starting with a stable surface. So you're both legs on the ground, just body weight. And then, some people get knee pain with lunges. If you get knee pain, then you can do a step up instead, where you're just stepping up onto like a stair or a box. So you step up, hold it for a couple seconds. I like to have people step up with one leg, hold the other leg up just up in the air a little bit, like bent knee up for a couple seconds, and then step down. You could also just do step ups where you step up, step down, like holding weights or something. Static lunge, you get in a lunge position, you go down, up, down, up. Once again, if you can hold weights and do it, that would be optimal. Incline push-up, we talked about that. So you're doing push-ups. Banded row, so you get like some kind of resistance band, and you're just putting it about chest height around an anchor, and then just pulling towards your body. So you're in a rowing format. You can do that standing. You can do a single leg. You could do single leg down, like you're kneeling on one leg and rowing, and just do one arm at a time. Single leg, single arm press. I know that sounds crazy, but it is a big stability builder. So you stand on one leg, And then the opposite arm is pressing a dumbbell overhead. And so, and then the other leg that's not on the ground is just kind of at a 90-degree angle out in front of you, just bent knee. That's a killer. Glute bridge on a stability ball. So you put your legs on a stability ball and then you glute bridge up. So squeeze the butt, lift your hips up, down. That's your hinge move. And then finally a farmer's walk. You hold heavy weights. Heavy for you. Remember, heavy always pertains to what's heavy for you. So the goal is to maintain perfect posture for 30 seconds to a minute, walking slow, small steps. Slow, small steps, perfect posture. Heavy weight, but you can hold on to it and maintain that perfect posture. Yeah, and so I'd repeat those a couple times, and that will be a great beginner's exercise. And then finally, guys, I just want to end with this. I'm a big proponent of habits, making good habits. This is from a book that I really like, Atomic Habits. It says, habits are made with each choice. Making a choice as 1% better or 1% worse seems insignificant in the moment. But over the span of moments that make up a lifetime, these choices determine the difference between who you are and who you could be. So just remember, guys, find one thing in this program, in this presentation that you can take home with you and that you can change in your life. You don't have to start with your entire life over again. Like, you don't have to make a complete rebuild in one day. Think of one thing you can change for now and then maintain that for a week or two and then find another thing you can change. So we're going to make building good habits the norm for you. So anyway, that's all I have, guys. Thank you for joining me, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Q&A. Sorry, I forgot that. If you have any questions, comment them below or message me, and I will be glad to answer them. Thank you for joining me.